Hi, welcome to CNY Woman Knits and Crochets. I'm Mindy, your hostess, otherwise known as Knitter CNY. That CNY stands for Central New York. I live in the Syracuse area, and you can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry as Knitter CNY. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer or subscriber. If you like what you see in this podcast, which is about yarn, crochet, and knitting, more these days towards crochet because that's what I do a lot for charity. I donate a lot of blankets to Project Linus. There's a local chapter in my area that I donate to, and then they distribute them to like hospitals and different places that need blankets. So if you like what you see in this podcast, please subscribe below, hit the bell to let you know when I post a new podcast episode. Also, hit the thumbs up if you like what you see. That lets the algorithm find more people and lets them watch the podcast too. And also comment below. I always ask, what project are you working on? And sometimes I get a response, sometimes I don't. But I like to know what projects people are working on. Are you getting ready for the holidays with knitting or crochet or spinning or weaving, whatever your craft is? I know some people do diamond painting. Today I'm going to show you all blankets. It's not going to be that exciting, but hopefully you get to see some new stuff that I'm working on and some old stuff. I have 3 completed blankets and 2 that are in progress. The first one I got done is out of this yarn, Premier Puzzle. It's 328 yards, 300 meters, 7 ounces, 200 grams. It is 100% acrylic, and it is a number 5 bulky, and it has the Okotex standard, which means it is tested against 350 plus harmful substances. So it's a good yarn to use for baby blankets, in my opinion, because it works up fast and it's been tested. This is a corner-to-corner blanket. Typically, that's what I do with Puzzle. It takes about 2.5 skeins to make a baby blanket that is 36 by 36. This is a little bit bigger than 36 by 36, but that's okay. I like the way it stripes up. This color is called Kickball. So you can see here, it looks good. All my ends are woven in too, amazing as that may seem. So that is good. The next blanket I have for you is out of Bernat Blanket Dappled. And I had 2 skeins of this, and I used a really simple pattern that is on Yarnspiration's website. If you look up Ripple Baby Blanket Frosting for Bernat Baby Blanket or Bernat Blanket, you will find it. It's that frosting part that will get you there. This is a ripple blanket done through the back loop. That's why you get those lines there. And it is about 36 by 36. It'll work. It's a nice pattern. It's really easy. You use a size L hook. And it works up really fast. The corner-to-corner blankets with Puzzle, I always use a size K hook, which is a 6.5 millimeter hook. Then I have another blanket where the ends are not woven in. This is 2 skeins of Bernat blanket in Cornflower Twist. So I've got like 3-4 ends to weave in. So maybe I'll do that after the podcast. So this is a really easy pattern. Again, a size L hook. And you can find, I will try and link that pattern in the notes because it's a really simple pattern and it makes a nice squishy blanket. But it's not too heavy because you only use 2 skeins. And then the next thing is, so that's all the finished projects. the next thing I am working on, I started yesterday or the day before. And of course, I just dropped my hook. So nothing too exciting here. The yarn I'm using for this is Bernat Blanket. But this is in the larger put up. It's a 600 gram put up. It's 21.2 ounces, 431 yards, 394 meters. It does have a pattern on the label. You can make a small throw with one skein, but I'm using 2 skeins because I'm going to make a larger throw. And I'll hold it up so you can see it. If you watch me for any amount of time, you've seen this pattern before. This is a Suzette stitch. I will try and link the tutorial that I used to learn this. And I use, I chain 62 chains across with a size O hook. I do not know what size an O hook is in millimeters, but I used a prim hook. It's really nice. It comes out, you know, not heavy, but it's very flat with the Suzette stitch. And Suzette stitch is an even number you chain. Then you go into the second chain from the hook and you do 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. Then you skip a chain, you repeat until you get to the last chain, and then you do a single crochet, turn, chain 1, and then you repeat the process. So I have about this much left. So hopefully I can work on this a little bit today and get this done, at least this one skein. And then I started something this morning. I have 4 skeins of this. 3 of them are in one die lot, and I have a feeling I'm only going to have to use 3, but I'm not sure. If you have ever made a granny square with mandala ombre, let me know how many skeins you used to make, if you made a baby blanket, or if you've used worsted weight to make a baby blanket out of a granny square. How many yards do you typically use? Mandala ombre is a number 4. It's worsted weight. It's 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 344 yards, 315 meters. It is machine washable and dryable, and it is 100% acrylic. This color is called Happy. This is not red. This is actually pink. I don't know why it's showing up as red, but it's actually a bright pink. Maybe that's better. I can't tell which is better. But I'm here. I'm not color controlling. The blue just happened to come out that way. I think it came out pretty well. I am turning every time I get to another round so that my granny square will come out square and not tilted. Tilted means like it comes out so it's kind of spiraling. And I've made that mistake before, and I've never mastered going around and doing a granny square and like turning it and having it come out square. I just sort of like, for the blankets for the nursing home, they really didn't care. That's when I mostly did granny squares, but I thought a granny square blanket might be a good idea. I'm using a size I hook, which is 5.25 millimeters in a boy. This is a boy ergonomic hook. You can buy these at Walmart. You can buy the yarn at Walmart too. I believe it retails for like $5.88, $5.98, something like that. So it's pretty economical. You get some nice colors. It's a little softer than your typical Red Heart or anything like that. It's very springy. I can do this with the granny square and it stretches. So it's got a little bit of memory. And that's what I'm working on. The other thing I did today was kind of reorganize my yarn stash a little bit. I found some yarns. I found some rave that I hadn't gotten rid of. So this behind me is a little reorganized. And then I toted up. I had 2 totes full of yarn out in the dining room. And then I toted up 3 totes of yarn. And those are all in the corner. So I have half my dining room back, which is fabulous. I have more than half of my dining room back. So, because there was yarn everywhere and it was in boxes and it looked very messy and it looked very unprofessional. The neighbors would worry about me if they came in the front door and looked at the dining room. So, you got to organize every once in a while. I'm going to try and clean the living room next week. I didn't want to do everything in one day and tire myself out. On the personal front, still looking for a job. I have to do some mock interviews with New York State Department of Labor. They have an interview program where you can do like a mock interview online and videotape yourself. So I'm going to try that next week. And then I have an interview coming up Thursday. And then I have a post-op appointment for my bariatric surgery that I had back on September 17th on Friday. So, and I've got to apply to some jobs. Went to a Halloween party this weekend, very successful. Had fun with friends. Then came home and slept through the time change. And I've got to get used to the time change. It always throws me off. I'm kind of glad I'm not having to go to work tomorrow in some ways, because then I'm not like off kilter, because I can wake up when I want to, but I'll probably wake up early because of the time change. I'll probably go to bed early tonight because of the time change too. So that's about all that's going on. It's a short podcast today. Like I said, if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment of what project you're working on. I'll try and record something this week. Let me know if you like the WIP sessions, the work in progress sessions, where I sit and crochet or knit and do a project, and I'm like your partner for a little time while you're crocheting or knitting. If that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments below, because I did about 3 of those and they were okay, but I just wanted to make sure that they were something that you wanted to see. So I hope that you guys have a great week, and please knit or crochet something, craft something, because it is good for your mental health. I'll see you next week.